I'm Lindsey. Thiry. This is Chris Foster. We're with the Los Angeles Times in San Bernardino at UCLA training camp. The Bruins making their way through, Chris, but they have yet to find a starting quarterback, and UCLA coach Jim Mora said they're not any closer.
No, that's the stance he's taken. And, you know, when camp started, it seemed like there was a clear path for Josh Rosen. It seemed like it was his to win, but he's had some freshman moments out here. He hasn't been horrible, he hasn't been bad, but there's been moments where he's not really clicked, and that's kind of created more of a race now. And Jerry Neuheisel has been very consistent. And the thing is just never count Jerry Neuheisel out. He's lived most of his life with people saying he's not good enough to do this, and has kind of got a thick skin about it. He just shrugs, and he's out there trying to win that job. And I think he has pushed this thing to the limit right now.
So a few days ago, we thought Josh Rosen was absolute front runner. Now, pump the brakes a little bit. All right, on the offensive line, a couple of guys were hurt yesterday, Connor McDermott and Jake Brendel. Connor McDermott is back at UCLA. Jake Brendel was on the sideline today.
Yeah, I mean, UCLA has improved their offensive line so much from that kind of spit and baling wire thing they had 5 years ago. But there are two guys they cannot lose. They cannot lose Jake Brendel at center, and they cannot lose Connor McDermott, who protects the blind side of the quarterback. Connor's back in LA getting an MRI on his knee. Jake had a kind of a tweaked calf. He's going to be there today. But UCLA, to move forward and accomplish what they can accomplish, they need both those guys in the lineup.
And they're going to need a good defense, regardless of who is over there on offense. And it's the defense that's really been standing out for the Bruins under first-year defensive coordinator Tom Bradley. Jim Mora said not only the player experience, but their level of aggressiveness has been really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, whatever gyrations they have to go, picking a quarterback, getting through some injuries on the line, the one thing I think UCLA will be able to count on is their defense will keep them in the games. Their guys are fast, they have strength up front. That's attributed a lot to Salalosi and his strength and conditioning. This is a defense that is going to be able to give even those lickety-split Pac-12 teams a lot of trouble.
And finally, one more note. Jim Mora announced that UCLA will hold a scrimmage on Friday night, 5 o'clock. There will be an autograph session afterwards and some live hitting. What do you think you're going to see?
Well, it's going to be interesting to me to see them hit live. They've done some hitting sporadically, but I think they've been kind of backing that down because they want to protect guys. But I think they want to get a good session in where they're really knocking heads, and I think that's what you're going to see Friday night.
All right, so just a few more days in San Bernardino for the Bruins before they return to Westwood. Be sure to keep it on the Los Angeles Times for all the latest on UCLA.